What's going on, everybody? VampEV here, and so today we're going to do the same thing as the previous upload, which is Tesla news. We're going to talk about the storm that happened and how the Model X saved lives, along with some battery news that has been confirmed, and then possibly rumors that have been confirmed that have been announced just like today. So originally I had something else planned involving the Model Y, but I actually left my material at work, so sucks. But there was plenty enough material where I felt like this is a suitable replacement for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So in the UK, just this week, there was a heavy storm Dennis, where essentially like two storm fronts like became one giant like tropical storm. And then there was two Model X's, both coming different ways, right? So they were driving past each other. And at that same time, there was a 400-year-old oak tree, and this oak tree literally fell down. This tree just came down from the storm. 400 years old, just came down, and both, not one, but both of these Model X's were on autopilot, and the autopilot stopped. Okay, this is the reason people buy Teslas, is safety. The number one reason. It is the best car arguably that you could buy your family if you care about their safety, and that is a huge driving force for Tesla. I've mentioned it in previous videos. I will mention it now. The number one thing that has me on these vehicles is their safety, and it's things like this. It's their software. It's all their things that they've worked countless hours, all these programmers, everybody, the designers, to making it as safe as possible, highway testing, lowest probability of injury, all of this, so things like this can happen. Two whole families were saved because of autopilot, and this isn't the first time Tesla has saved people from freak accidents because of their safety. This is autopilot, but there was an accident in which a plane crashed into a Model X. I believe it was a Model X. A plane crashed. See, yes, Tesla Model X owner. This is on electric. This previous one was on Clean Technica. Again, try to show love across all these EV media reporters just because I love EVs and I think they all should get some notice. So thanks to all their writers and all. But Tesla Model X, this was in 2018. I remember when this happened. It was a a DEA plane came down and crashed into a Model X, and the owner got out just fine. Absolutely remarkable. How many people... I wonder how that insurance broke out. Like, do planes have car insurance? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, so Tesla Model X is really out here doing the work, and it's a beautiful thing. So those two, one of them tweeted at Elon Musk, and Elon Musk replied. Here's some tweets from Third Row Podcast. If you guys are watching, you can pause it on like your computer and read these if you want. But yeah, so in the UK, that tree fell over and both the Model X's autopilot software saved them. Absolutely amazing. I'm so thankful that they're still alive. Lawrence Sanderson says it's a miracle his family are alive after a 400-year-old oak tree crashed down on the Model X. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, so let me know if you guys are Tesla owners. Let me know in the comments below if safety was the reason you purchased yours. Another thing is the autopilot trick. So I actually have an idea for this, but I believe it was they were using like deep learning and manipulating it. They manipulated a 35 sign with a piece of tape by extending it to believe that it was 85 miles per hour. So manipulating the reading sensors. But this proves that the Tesla models are, their autopilot and their sensors are actually reading and predicting what these items are. It was at McAfee. The hackers there were messing around with it. Very basic stuff, don't believe all these hackers, but it said they managed to trick Tesla's first generation autopilot into accelerating from 35 to 85 with a modified speed limit, sign that humans would be able to read correctly. And so they did a number of experiments on it to see what would happen. You can watch the video there. Actually, let's see. Is it long? No. There's no audio for you guys, but they essentially pointed it out. And so they just cut it short at that mile per hour. So that's cool. Little fun experiment that was done. I think that's noteworthy. I figured you guys might want to hear about that. But essentially, all they're doing is, it extends that. And so it just shows that what the Tesla looks for whenever it reads those signs, kind of gives away the indicators. Nothing too insane, if you ask me. But another thing on the topic of Tesla hacking is there's a firmware that suggests 110 kilowatt batteries, which would push Tesla past 400. And also, it's believed that these packs will be retrofitted, so that way previous models will be able to use them. I believe from 2016 maybe will be able to accept the 110 kilowatt hour packs. So if your pack goes bad, you'll be able to use it. Jason Hughes, a notable Tesla hacker who first uncovered the company's plans for a P100D variant in 2016, found references to larger battery pack capacity in the latest BMS firmware. There is a pack ID that starts life set to 109 kilowatt hours, usable 400 plus miles, noted Hughes via Twitter, further suggesting that Tesla might be preparing for a battery pack as large as 115 kilowatt hours in capacity when factoring Tesla's battery reserve. This was by Randall Suba on Teslarati. If you guys like Teslarati, let me know in the comments below. Personally, I enjoy their content. This was today, and there's also more battery news. Here's the actual tweet. Spent a little time REing some recent Tesla BMS firmware. Some variables were tweaked to fit 108 cell groups. 450 volt pack. There is a pack ID that starts life set to 109 kilowatt hours, usable 400 plus miles. A bunch of other tweaks suggest prep for new SX and 3 pack configs at some point, which means they might be bringing in, there was news about reducing cobalt usage to 0 with some new battery combinations, new battery partnerships rather. And so it's likely that now once they get those no cobalt batteries, they'll completely switch over all their models to those. There is no guarantee in that. Nothing on that is confirmed, but that is my speculation that the SX3 and then of course the Model Y. The Model Y might even be debuted with the cobalt-free batteries. However, I see that as unlikely, as I'm unsure if those companies have struck a deal or not. But another thing that I would like to talk to you guys about is the Tesla stock price. And I just went ahead and Googled that because today is Wednesday, the 19th, and Tesla is up $59 after market. The market's closed a while ago. It's pretty late. I was like, I guess you guys can see my time, but my time's actually where I am, but it's pretty late. It's like 10 o'clock, so. But yeah, it's $917, and I feel like I just want to talk on this a little bit. I'm by no means a stock expert. I have my series where I'm working on buying a Tesla Model Y with a dividend stock portfolio. You guys can check that out right above here. I'll put it in the eye. And so you guys can watch that if you're interested in anything as I learn about personal finance, investing, and all that stuff. I know a decent amount, but I don't know an insane amount. But Tesla is, in my opinion, seriously undervalued. The biggest sleeper in that is Tesla Solar, and I think we've really gotten to see that because Tesla Solar isn't available in every state. I've actually looked into selling solar. Like, I've seen a lot of positions in my state open up in solar companies, and I was like, I think that's something that I could see myself doing because I want to push solar, but I feel like I'd partially be pushing an inferior product because I feel like Tesla Solar is superior. But enough about that. In essence, Tesla solar is a huge sleeper, and I believe this went up because we're starting to acknowledge it. Like I said, there's been a huge increase as far as like solar pushing in my state, and we don't even have like any incentives or anything. So that's just my thoughts, a little bit of touch on that for you guys. And then finally, the juicy stuff of the video. I'm sorry I made you guys have to wait to the end, but if you're still here, thank you. Let's talk about this. This is literally just recent, but there's talks about CATL. That's a company that in China they're talking about using cells for, and there's talk about them being prismatic cells. This comes from Clean Technica, so shout out to them. I always listen to their earnings calls. I was planning on doing an earning call live stream, but I actually didn't have live stream on YouTube, so that sucked. But just recently, essentially, we've learned that they might be using lithium iron phosphate batteries from CATL. I believe these are the ones that are cobalt free, and then and that would be in the standard range plus. For them, and then there's talks about putting them in straight, so prismatic cells, instead of putting them into modules, which would be the first time that Tesla uses something that's not a cylinder battery. And that there's also speculation that these packs might be built or designed by CATL, utilizing cell impact technology. This all originated from a tweet from Simon Morris. If I butchered that, I am so sorry. And it's essentially saying Tesla will use prismatic battery cells for the first time in Tesla in Model 3 short range for Chinese consumers, #EV. This will be made using CATL LFP cells tailor-made for Model 3. This is the first time Tesla have expanded from cylindrical cells, the 18650 and the 2170s. Those are the Model 3s. And then the 18650, that is for the Model S and X. And I think this is huge on development, because if they choose to go with different batteries, that means we could get more capacity potentially, also better batteries, huge just things, again, that they might be talking about on their battery investment day. It could be a China exclusive as well, just to help save cost and be better for the environment. Again, I think these are the cobalt free batteries, and this might be Tesla's future if it is, and they might be working on that. Might be what Giga Texas is for. Gigafactory Texas could potentially produce these cells. I don't know, but it's all up in the air. There was also a tweet that heavily aids this, and that was from Tesla Tested. Shout out to them. And this is breaking: Tesla and CATL have closed a deal. And this is the source that he linked. It is a Chinese website. I actually have Google Translate on, but it says China Securities Journal reporter, I'm not going to say that, on February 20, in response to media reports that the current cooperation with Tesla is only in the intent agreement stage, and the specific details have not been determined. Ningdi Times submitted to China Securities. The reporter responded that the corporation is not in intentional agreement. The company has signed a mass production supply pricing agreements with Tesla. Tesla will purchase lithium ion batteries from Ningdi Times. I don't know. I guess that's CATL, but essentially it is confirming. I don't know the reliability of this, but there was this tweet. This is all happening tonight, so I figured that this would be an excellent thing to talk about. But if these are, and like I said, Clean Technica, this article I think went up like maybe an hour ago talking about it. So absolutely like brand new information talking on Tesla batteries. And batteries are the future as far as Tesla goes for right now. I don't think fuel cells have any chance for the time being. But if we do get these prismatic cells, I think that's going to be a game changer, especially like if they're the cobalt free batteries. That is going to be insane. Reuters had an exclusive actually talking about it, and it is okay. So yeah, so that one, I remember Reuters got an exclusive with Tesla. So yes, that CATL, that partnership is for those cobalt-free batteries. So we could definitely see those coming over here. They might deploy them in China first and then grow that technology. Then once it hits the best that it can be, they'll roll it out to potentially the SX3 and Model Y here. I could see them working and developing that through the year in China, then delivering that to us in 2021. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts on the battery partnership is. Do you think that it is official? It might be announced by tomorrow morning when this video is uploaded, but I guess we'll find out. And if you've made it this far, if you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. And if you're new to the channel, I upload Monday and Thursday every week at around 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you're interested in the content I make, I talk about Teslas and EVs, sometimes other assorted topics. We'll figure that out as we go. But if you like that stuff, feel free to subscribe and come along for the ride. And thanks for watching.